Andy, naturally disappointed with last weekend's result, but within the framework of defeat, were there many positives to draw on?
Incredible, isn't it, that we're sitting here talking about being disappointed at having lost the game against Cardiff City by 1 goal. The disappointment obviously comes in the fact that we got ourselves into such a good position. We'd done our homework, we knew exactly what we wanted to achieve in that game, and we were a whisker away from doing exactly what we'd set out to do, and therein lies the disappointment. I think the good thing from that is that we realise that we are really, really close, and that through our own efforts and through our own endeavours, we're making everybody else that we play against raise their game. And that's the most important thing. We can see our progress. So, yeah, to come back to your question, we're disappointed, of course we were, but as I say, I walked away from the game at the weekend immensely proud and hugely satisfied that we'd ran them right to the wire.
You look at the table and TNS is bottom. However, just 1 win away from 4th place. So there's still plenty of incentive and motivation.
I think 4th place has to be our target. Minimum 4th place has to be our target. We said a couple of weeks ago about putting a run of results together, and you know, in a strange sort of sense, we could actually be sitting here if the sun had been a little bit more kinder to us over the last 2 games on the back of a 4-game run. We came incredibly close at Port Talbot, but for one major refereeing decision in my eyes, and then late errors that were avoidable, and then again at the weekend we came incredibly close. So we know that 4th place is not insurmountable, and we know that those bottom 5 teams, or you know, the 5 teams that are below the top 3 are on a par with each other, and ultimately it's down to us to continue to work hard with our efforts, with our detail, with our coaching, and help the players believe that we've got enough within this club, within this team, within this group, to just begin to turn those marginal decisions against us and those inches and half yards against us in our favour. That is ultimately what we've got to do. So we're just going to keep working hard week on week until the tide turns and that we're steadily moving forward instead of appearing to everybody else in standing still. Yeah, we might be bottom of the league at the moment, but you know, my advice to everybody is start looking out for TNS, because we're right on your coattails.
This coming Sunday afternoon, it's Swansea City ladies who visit Park Hall. They're the only side with a 100% record. They've scored 13 goals. They've only conceded 1. They are one of the big 3 teams in the league at present. That'll be a tough nut to crack.
Well, you know, let's go even deeper than that. They're 2-time champions back-to-back. They're Champions League contenders. As you say, they're unbeaten domestically this season, 6 games out of 6. So, you know, it's not often that they come across a struggle. Our objective this weekend is to give them a real contest, a real game like we did with Cardiff City last weekend. So even if they find themselves on the side of victory, they know, and they leave Park Hall knowing that they've been in a real contest. So our you know, project for this week, our game plan for this week is already well underway. You know, we've analysed them, we've looked at our own strengths and weaknesses as well, and we've got a clear idea of how we're going to play against them this week. So it's another game that represents another fantastic challenge, another great opportunity for us as a football club, for our group of players, and of course for us as a coaching staff. So it's something that we, you know, need to embrace, and something that we're really looking forward to.
And naturally we give full credit to Swansea City ladies, but going into this game, how do you prepare TNS women to get them to believe that they can actually win this game?
Well, belief for us, I think, is the key word, you know, and I think maybe that's what let us down at the weekend. We didn't quite believe that we could win that game. You know, we got ourselves into a fantastic position, 2 goals up, and Cardiff have obviously found themselves in that sort of position before, so they knew how to handle the game and manage the game so that they came out victors after 90-95 minutes. We've not found ourselves in that position too often, and we didn't have the experience to get over the line. So part and parcel of the weekend is the learning experience for us. The girls will be able to see, as a group, we'll be able to see that the game plan was there. You know, the game plan for 80 minutes worked, and we've got to make it work for 90-95 minutes to get ourselves over the line. So we're not too concerned about belief, we're not too concerned about motivation. we can see that we're heading in the right direction.
And as we sit here on Tuesday afternoon and you think about the game coming up this weekend, do you have clarity on your own approach to the actual fixture itself, or are you still dotting the I's and crossing the T's?
Well, the only I dotting and T crossing comes in actual personnel, and that's, you know, part and parcel of being the manager, really, isn't it? You've got an idea of the game plan, you've got an idea of the formation and the style that you want to represent within that game. The big issue working week to week and hand to mouth is the player availability scenario. So we do have players that are carrying knocks and muscle strains and one thing and another, so it's unlikely that we're able to pick our strongest 11 for this game, or what we at this moment in time perceive to be our strongest 11. So that's where the dotting of the I's and the crossing of the T's come, and that is something at the moment that's out of my control, out of our control. We've just got to let nature take its course over the coming days to see if those players recuperate sufficiently and are ready to be able to commit to even starting the game or coming on and being an impact player within that game. So we are confident as a group that we've got an absolute clear idea of their strengths and their weaknesses, and of course we know our team inside out, and if you couple all of that together, yeah, we know exactly what we need to do this week.